apologize for it because I am human and lives, and there are moments where I have to take a step back and take care of myself, away from the spotlight, away from the mic, away from the cameras and things like that. But anywho, I'm here. I'm so grateful to have had the capacity to be here tonight. Honestly, I'm not gonna lie, there's not much of a focus here. I'm just here to kind of give an update as to some recent victories that I've had, because if you don't know by now that I am a person who deeply believes in celebrating self outside of just birthdays and holidays, but every single day is a celebration. Every single day is a celebration for me. So I will start off by saying that I really do believe that authenticity pays off. Me being authentic has been paying off. For one, I have a few examples. One, part of my update is that I am dating at the moment. I am on the market. That sounds so bad, but you know what I meant. If you listen to any of my other episodes, I know I talked about dating from a different point of view of like not dating, but I had to change heart, just in a different chapter right now where I feel like I just need to be out there and not so isolated. And I just feel in my spirit to just approach things from just a different position, a different perspective, a different energy than before. So anyway, back to what I was saying, authenticity. My authenticity has been paying off because one of the biggest things I will say, especially when it comes to finding my people or my people finding me, or even in the romantic sense, my partner finding me, I have to be myself, right? I wouldn't want someone to fall for me or to be interested in something that is not me, that is false, that is just a facade. So there was this guy that left a note on the app, on the dating app that I'm on, and he was like, I love that fact that, like, I'm paraphrasing here, so yeah, it's not verbatim, but he said something along the lines of like, I love that you left your coffin in your voice memo, because that shows just how authentic you are, and you could have re-recorded it, but you kept that in, and because of that, I want to take you out. Something along those lines. I thought that was like so sweet. And the gag is, the day that I saw his compliment on my page, I actually was ironically about to re-record my voice part of my profile to the prompt, because I was like, I want to say something else, and I totally forgot what the original recording was, and I definitely was like coughing my lungs out the first few seconds of the voice memo. Like, literally, that's the first thing you hear. And we went on a date. It went really well, and it just really reinforced, like, hey, Khemi, like, keep being yourself. Like, things like that, people do pay attention to it. The right people pay attention to that. And I just really felt like, I don't know, maybe it might have been one of the first few times where on the app, because I'm only on one. Yeah, I'm only on like one or two. I just felt like, I just had a sigh of relief. Like, I don't have to put on a front. I don't have to appear as perfect, and it's like, especially where I'm at this point where, I'm no longer feeling just keep being yourself publicly. Keep being yourself regardless. So that's been one of my favorite victories as of late. Another one I would say at work in particular, the nature of my work is that there's always something going on every single day. Yes, it's repetitive in regards to operations, but again, the nature of the job is that there's always going to be something to learn. It's a job where you have to be adaptable. You have to speak up. You have to face conflict and things like that. And it's really customer service driven on top of that. Right? So, I'm still pretty new to the gig. I've never been in this industry before, like ever. On top of that, and today there was like so much going on, like too much going on, and like the people around me, and my coworkers, they were just like really stressed out, and honestly, rightfully so. They were pissed, they were stressed. It was some technological things that had to be taken care of from corporate or whatever. Anywho, I just had a moment where I was like, you know what, me to myself, I'm like, look, I'm only allowing myself to be a certain level of stress because, that's my truth. However, I will not be sitting here making myself more stressed, putting my body under so much tension and thinking of the worst and just like, being so reactive emotionally. For one, I didn't have the energy for that. I was pretty tired today. But for one, I didn't have the energy for that. So I was like, forget that. I'm just gonna like really laugh to myself through this. Use humor, and I'm going to just really remain calm. I'm gonna remain chill. I'm gonna remain grounded, and I'm just going to continue to be myself because that's who I am, which I'll touch on a little bit later in this talk. And actually, one of the most beautiful things that did happen, that in the midst of this chaos, I was with a coworker working on something, and I look out the window, I look up, and out of the blue, I see a strip of rainbow in the sky. It did not rain today either, just so you know. And I sit there and I'm like, wow, that's beautiful. And I, mentioned to my coworker, hey, so-and-so, like, look, there's a rainbow. There's part of the rainbow in the sky. And on my way home today, I was like, that's a big part of who I am and a big part of my purpose. That although amongst the chaos, yes, I stay true to myself to confess if I am feeling stressed. And at the same time, I process it and I don't sulk in it. But I'm able to be like in the middle of this storm. I am able to look up and see something beautiful and point it out to someone else that may need to see it. That may need just a moment of pause from the chaos. Like, wait, there's still beauty. There's still order. Well, divine order. You know what I mean? So that right there was one of my favorite moments today. That I just slowed down just enough to just catch that. And at the perfect timing when I needed to see that and share it with my coworker. But yeah, just as a whole, I've been at this gig for about 2 months now, and I can say like my personality has shifted for the better since being there, where I was just much more emotionally fragile, just emotionally, I'm naturally sensitive. That's just not going to change, and I actually do love that about myself. But like today just really showed me was like, I had to bring myself back to that of like, hey, this is nothing compared to that. You got this. It's like my self-talk. It's not like my self-talk has for sure improved within the last month. And I'm gonna share something with y'all. I pray very often. Okay, and one of the prayers that I remember distinctively saying, maybe not verbatim, but something along the lines of, I just want to know what it feels like to experience a life where I don't beat up on myself. At the very least, I beat up on myself less, but ultimately, I just don't beat up on myself. Because that to me is peace. And I wish I could pinpoint when I started to see that this prayer was unfolding before me and within me, but today really showed that, because it really was, again at work, it was so chaotic, such a whirlwind, just kept us on our toes, and I could have easily beat up on myself so many times, but I just didn't. I chose not to. And even though I was close to a moment where I kind of did, I laughed it off, because I was like, girl, chill out. And that was my saying today. And it's my saying really to everyone that beats up on themselves. It's like, chill out on yourself. That's what I say. Chill out on yourself. You're human. You're a human being. Things happen. Life happens. Okay. Better next time. Like, chill out. Relax on yourself. That's helped me so much today. But I've been saying that for a minute. I don't know how long, but I've been saying that as a saying. Like, chill out on yourself. Chill out on myself. And so, yeah, it just hit me today. Like, whoa, Khemi, me and myself in my head. I'm like, whoa, Khemi, like that prayer is unraveling that prayer. We're living it right now. Because I was so bad at how I talk to myself in such a very critical, harsh way. And for those that are recovering perfectionists, you know what I mean. For those that are creatives and are passionate about being creative, you know what I mean. So, we just have a certain standard. But it's like, again, chill out on yourself. Everything still falls into place. Relax. So, again, authenticity. My authenticity has been paying off. And, one of the other victories I had recently is that one of our neighbors is actually mourning the loss of her dog. And I really feel for her. I have not experienced that, but currently there's a dog that lives with me. That sounds so weird. It's my mom's dog, so it's my dog too. But I have a lot of compassion, a lot of sympathy. And so today, she caught me as I was about to go to the car to get, take myself to work. And we just exchanged some words and whatnot. It looks like she was going to do some self-care because she had like a face mask. But anyway, right before I left, I said something. I was just being myself once again, just speaking from my heart, being very tender and gentle with her and sincere. And she said, that's why I love you, because you just say the right things. And so that's also why I felt like I was called today to just, you know what, Khemi, go ahead and just make your 4th episode. You never know who might needs to hear this, even if it's just me. So to wrap things up, because I'm trying to make these shorter. What I want to say is that authenticity just pays off. Like, I cannot stress that enough, that authenticity pays off. And I've been really telling myself this as well. authenticity, just allowing new authenticity to come through. When I say that, I mean a shift in personality, because my personality has been morphing into this much calmer vibe, this more chill, laid back, responsive versus reactive kind of girl, more mature, much wiser, slow living, taking her time, pacing herself, enjoying time to herself, which I already enjoyed before, but like, it just feels different. And yeah, I'm just feeling more confident, and it's like a quiet confidence, honestly. So, yeah, I just wanted to come on here and just share my wins. A win is a win is a win. It doesn't matter if it's big or small. Forget that. A win is a win. And, just celebrating authenticity, celebrating living in my truth. And I just want to end it off with, it is safe for you to be yourself, both privately and in public. So, with that being said,